My name is Marco Vestic. I lived in 9 different states, but I've lived in Baltimore City longer than anywhere. But Florida, Baltimore, that's about it. It was rough. My mother did what the best she could with the hand she was dealt, but so my dad, a lot of drug use going on growing up, a lot of prison time with him. My childhood was it was okay, but it was rough. Like my father was a doctor, ended up going to prison and becoming an addict, and it was so my mom did it the best she could. I went to I went to the school I went to was Greencastle Antrim Elementary. I went to Bessemer Bessemer Middle School. It was in Bessemer, Michigan. And after that, I went to, I don't know what the school is called, but it was in Florida. I did a little bit of juvenile detention time. What interrupted my life was addiction going on in my family. Me years later, but that's what the drugs being in my life due to my living situations with my family and my father had a lot to do with the interruption. My first contact with drugs was I was working. I was a assistant grocery manager for Winn-Dixie Grocery in Florida. I was unloading a semi with a pallet jack. I left my key to the electric one, so I was using the manual one, and I was pulling out some water pallets and hurt my back. Down in Florida, they sent workers' comp sent me to a dirty doctor who gave me really strong oxycodones and oxycontins, and I got hooked on them. And from there, went to buying them from the street, heroin, and a lot of drug addiction issues. First thing I remember would probably be when my dad went to prison the first time, and my mother and I and my sister were living in a single wide trailer. I remember moving from a really big house to a single wide trailer. And I was probably like 3 years old. My father going to prison really affected me negatively. When he'd come home, he'd give me sell me a bunch of wolf tickets, you know what I mean? Tell me he was gonna take me fishing, he was gonna change, and it was just my bonding time with my father was him getting high and me stealing my medication from my mother so he would take me fishing or camping. Like it was just it was really negative. Favorite memory would have to be my grandfather, my mother's father, and my mother going to visit my grandfather in Florida with my mother and my sister. It's probably the best memories I've had. Best thing I've seen in life is success. People coming from nothing to being comfortable, being being well off. The worst thing I seen in life was murder. A lot of murder. The drugs helped me cope with being able to close my eyes and actually sleep at night. When living in Baltimore City, you're put in situations where it's kill or be killed. survival mode, and to when you know you've done these bad things, and your mind just runs and runs and runs at night, and if you use it will just slow it down enough just to close your eyes. That's I'm leaving on Thursday to go to Pennsylvania inpatient treatment center to get off the methadone, because the methadone is it's just trading one thing for another. I love myself, but I also hate some of the things I've done. That's how I view myself. I know I got a lot. I know I got a good heart. I know I got a lot of potential. I just got to put it all into it and go forward. If you were to ask me how I would value a stranger's life 10 years ago, it would be very high, close to 10. Now, after 10 years in Baltimore, I'm ashamed to say it's below 5. I've had to step over dead bodies before, you know what I mean? Looked the other way. Everybody out here, you can't trust anybody. Most people are usually plotting against you. So it made me a little bit numb to other people. I miss everything about being a child. I miss waking up and not having no worries. Main thing I miss about being a child is just, waking up and having that natural joy. And because I'm gonna ride my bike, it's a weekend, or there's no school, it's a Saturday, or my mom is gonna take me to the amusement park for the weekend. I'm diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and I have a traumatic brain injury. A couple people tried to kill me a few years back over a robbery. The way I think society views me is the same way as I walk down the sidewalk. Somebody I can tell that's I would say successful or trying to do something in their life walk towards me, and when they see me and the way I walk, my demeanor, and they cross the street to avoid me, that's how society views me. I view myself, yes, I've done some messed up things. I have a conscience, you know what I mean? And I know I'm a good person deep down. I have not avoided overdosing on drugs. I haven't worried about it. I have never overdosed on drugs. I've seen a lot of people overdose on drugs and not come back. I've seen a lot of success with drug treatment programs if the person puts their all into it. If you don't want it, you're not going to get it. You have to want it. It's not going to be given to you. There's going to be some pain and suffering, but if you want it, you will succeed. I would stop using drugs if my mother, if I was to visit my mother, I would immediately stop using drugs, because I couldn't hurt my mother like that. She knows what I do, but I can't let her see me like that. My mother has seen me on drugs. Right now with politics, I'd say it's up and down. With politics, I have mixed feelings about it. Definitely do. If I was the leader of the city, for the way I would change things to be better, would actually really crack down on these drugs in this city, and not steal money like we've seen a lot of people been doing with power in Baltimore City. Put it towards people to get help, and even the drug dealers. I don't want to see them go to prison for the rest of their life. I've done prison time, and I just want everybody to have a option to where they can say no on both ends, the buying and the selling of the drugs. I went to prison when I was 18 for 2 years for distribution of crack cocaine in Florida. I'm just coming home from fighting a charge for the last 11 and a half months. I was fighting an attempt murder. Somebody pulled a knife out on me, and I was protecting myself. Like I said, survival mode, kill or be killed. I was fortunate enough to where it was dismissed. But the hope I have for my life is continue to put the right foot forward and actually put my all into recovery and trying to succeed and just be comfortable, make my mother happy. With the whole drug life period in the city of Baltimore, I've encountered a lot of dangerous scenarios and situations, but just the most recent one is last week. I had my medications in my pocket. You could hear them rattling, and a guy stabbed me a couple of times for my medication. I got stabbed me in my hand here when I went to catch the knife, stabbed me in my back, and then sliced my chest open. But that's I've been shot 2 different occasions, and this happens to a lot of people when it comes to this lifestyle. I truly believe that the value of life goes down for people who are using drugs, selling drugs in that whole lifestyle period, because people don't think about, I don't want to say they think they're invincible, but at the same time they kind of do, because a lot of us don't value our lives because the risky behavior we does shows that we don't.